Good morning and welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Cassett, and we have a QB controversy in San Francisco. Now, this all started a few months ago when Brock Purdy came in for the injured Jimmy Garoppolo, who was coming in for the injured Trey Lance. And Brock Purdy, he lit up the NFL. He gets hurt. And then in the offseason, the question becomes, is Brock Purdy going to get healthy and become the guy? Everyone assumes he will be, but then things got a little bit dicey because they went out and signed veteran quarterback Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold was seen at the Warriors game in the playoffs with George Kittle and company. So were they saying, hey, Sam's our guy? Whoa, hold up. New news in the mix. Trey Lance is balling out in training camp. This report comes out this week, and now everyone's wondering, who is the quarterback in San Francisco? And who's the quarterback in San Francisco, Patrick?
And, you know, I'm always told that if you have two quarterbacks, you don't really have a quarterback. So the 49ers said, you know what? Let's bring in three. They lose Jimmy Garoppolo, but they bring in Sam Darnold. And now I'm hearing reports, Josh, that there is a vibe around the team that Sam Darnold may be the second string, Trey Lance the third string, but also hearing reports, Josh, that Trey Lance looks really good in training camp.
It's all so crazy. And obviously the story about Trey Lance is only really relevant because of where he was drafted. He gets drafted really high.
And some would argue the story's just beginning. Maybe it's a comeback story, Josh.
That would be insane. I mean, he really didn't have a chance last season to show if he is capable of anything extraordinary, but I don't think he showed the opposite either.
Exactly.
So we still have no clue what Trey Lance is. I mean, it's been years since he's played a football game, it feels like.
Yeah, and, you know, it's unfortunate now that he doesn't have Colin Cowherd in his corner, that he's no longer seeing his daughter. But, you know, so it's tough to get the media on your side on that one. But look, maybe just give Trey a chance.
Here's what I think they should do. I mean, game one, they just do a three-man rotation.
Yeah.
Well, you get a drive, you get a drive, you get a drive. And we're just going to see who does better, see who sticks, and then we'll decide from there. Or maybe that will give you a whole game. You get first game, you get game two, you get game three.
Right.
I mean, because I think the San Francisco,
it's only fair.
The 49ers, you know, playing in the NFC, they can afford to lose the first three games if they really have to.
If you have to, right.
You know, they can't afford to.
Everybody knows with 17 games. Now, the first 3 weeks, you're just figuring it out. Everybody's just getting the feel for each other.
100%. So I think, I think that's the plan. But I'm really hoping. I mean, it would be very awesome if Trey Lance comes in, balls out, and then they just have no idea. But I'm also rooting for Sam Darnold.
I am. I'm a Sam Darnold believer.
I'm a huge Sam Darnold believer. If Sam Darnold comes in and he starts balling and like he takes his team, like that'd be so incredible.
Hey, and people forget when he was healthy last year. Guess what? He almost got the Panthers to the playoffs.
And people are going to forget that. I mean, they're going to forget that because he won the job over Baker Mayfield.
Kind of, yeah.
So that's a big deal. I mean, people are going to talk about it. And Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback in this league.
He is in that same division now.
Yeah. So
if you run the numbers and if Baker Mayfield's a starting quarterback, but Sam Darnold was better, that tells me that Sam Darnold is a better starting quarterback than Baker Mayfield.
I can't agree with that. I mean, I can't disagree with that logic, Patrick. So I mean, that's right. Cool. Moving on, we got Davante Adams to the Jets. Now, this is a awesome storyline.
Love this rumor mill,
and it's because the whole story of Davante Adams, it's kind of heartbreaking if you think about it. He goes to a team to sign with his best friend, and he's leaving a friend. Like, I mean, it's
like,
not
a true friend.
He's leaving a true friend, but he's like, hey, like, you know, hey, we're boys. We had a good time. But, you know, he's my real guy. Like, this is my best friend. I'm going to go, and I'm going to play with him. And the team that he chooses to play for, because they have that guy, they choose to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, and he's stuck in that long-term contract.
And he's not happy about that. And so the Jets, they get Aaron Rodgers. They clear up about $40 million in cap space this year from contract restructuring. And next thing you know, they have room to pay Davante Adams.
Yes, now you're bringing in Davante Adams. And really, Josh, like you said, this is a story of friendship. This is why not go backward to go back forward. Davante Adams, he realized he had things good in Green Bay.
Okay.
But realized he can have things better as a New York Jet.
Now they would have to trade for him, though.
Yes.
So that's the big question is like if you're trading for Devontae Adams, well, what are you giving up? Are they just going to do the Rams did a few years ago and just be like, hey, we don't care about drafting for the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think you might do that. I also think that Mark Davis would just accept money, considering he cannot fire Josh McDaniels, because he doesn't have enough money to do so. So you trade Devontae Adams for a lot of money. Hey, that sounds like a fair deal to me.
Trade away, maybe get Nathaniel Hackett in the building.
Yeah,
you trade because the Jets got Nathaniel Hackett right there.
Yeah,
you trade him, they get them a new coach.
Yeah, you get a new coach, you bring him right side, Josh McDaniels, and now you have two brilliant offensive minds there, and you got to think about the quarterbacks they've coached in this league: Tom Brady, Russell Wilson.
How about Sean Payton saying, he said, everything they did last year, we're doing the opposite. It might have been the worst coaching job I've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, if I'm Nathaniel Hackett, I take that personal. I'm looking forward to playing the Broncos, and because not enough people are going to talk about it. It's a revenge tour. So it's a revenge tour for Aaron Rodgers against the Green Bay Packers. It's a revenge tour for Nathaniel Hackett against the Denver Broncos.
Do they play each other?
We do not know that as of right now.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe in the playoffs.
Cool. And anyway, so hey, Devontae Adams, hopefully you'll find a team that you want to play for.
Well,
and hopefully
it sounds like he really only wants to play for the Jets, but that's
hopefully you find them.
Yeah, you find them.
Tyreek Hill wants to be in the Hall of Fame as a Dolphin. So Tyreek Hill wants to be in the Hall of Fame as a Dolphin, which is it's a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
Because I'd argue that's like assuming that you're already a Hall of Fame player.
Right.
Or maybe not. Maybe I'm misreading that.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I would make sure I'm in the Hall of Fame before I would talk about the team I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame for.
Usually a good idea. But Tyreek Hill, he's not the he's a go against the grain kind of guy. You know?
He is.
Because some would say like, hey,
he's a zig when you zag kind of guy.
Exactly. Like any other wide receiver when they're on a team with the best quarterback maybe in the history of the NFL to be determined. Mm-hmm. You just win a Super Bowl. You're feeling really good about where you're at as a team, and all the core guys are staying together. And you got still one of the best coaches in the league. A lot of people would say, hey, that's where I want to be.
But you know what Tyreek says? He's a zig when you zag kind of guy. He says, you know what? I'm going down to Miami.
And I'm going to go play for the guy whose reputation is that he can't throw the ball downfield, when my whole shtick is that I really open downfield.
Because I run fast.
And so Tyreek Hill, he's a go against the grain kind of guy. And so maybe he's trying to manifest that Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and what's the worst thing that happens for Tyreek Hill, man? You just don't get in the Hall of Fame, and that sounds like a pretty bad thing for him.
But it's like it's good to know that if he was in the Hall of Fame, he would be a Dolphin.
Yeah, and it's a Miami kind of guy. I mean, Miami on top of the world right now.
He only spent 1 year in Miami.
Well, two. He's going on 2.
He's on 2 now.
Let's not forget that.
And he hasn't. I mean, he did win a Super Bowl as a Chief, but you know what? We're not going to.
Well, he did lose a playoff game in Buffalo as a Dolphin. So if you're talking about grit,
so we got a little bit different stories, but definitely still noteworthy for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hopefully, you get in the Hall of Fame, Tyreek. Joe Burrow got hurt. Now, this is terrible news if you're a Bengals fan. Honestly, maybe this is actually good news because I'd argue that Joe Burrow getting hurt is kind of the usual.
Yeah. It's Joe Burrow, he's that type of guy. He's a gritty quarterback. If he's not banged up, you argue, hey, what's wrong?
Yeah, and so that's just him playing tough now with non-contact injury. I saw he was rolling right, a little practice going on, little drill.
Yeah, he's rolling right.
And then looks like he has a light calf cramp. Hobbles off, has to get carted off field, which is not great because personally, if I had a calf cramp, probably would be able to walk off field.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm sure he'll be ready by week 1.
Yeah, he'll be ready by week 1. People are saying he might miss the preseason, but Joe Burrow, he doesn't need that preseason. He's as we know, he's a multiple-time MVP winner in this league.
Now arguably this could be also some sort of like, I'm not saying Joe Burrow would do this, but he could be maybe having some sort of contract negotiation tactic here, because where a lot of other quarterbacks, them getting hurt would be like, it would be bad for their leverage.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't play a game, like, I think it's going to be very evident very quickly what the Bengals are without Joe Burrow.
He is Cincinnati. He is the Bengals. But Josh, I think you do make a good point here. Would you get carted off with a calf strain?
No, I would not.
Is Joe Burrow tough enough in this league to play quarterback?
Ooh. It's great. Is the league catching up to him?
I think the league might be catching up to him. He's entering his 4th year. He's coming off that ACL. Maybe that ACL is coming back, hurting the calf. We don't know, Josh.
And I'm not saying I'm tougher than Joe Burrow.
No, would never.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just letting you
I'm definitely
put
not
together the numbers here.
Hey, I'm definitely not cooler than Joe Burrow. I know that.
Joe he's super cool.
He's really cool. He's a cool guy.
He's super cool. Moving on, Livy Dunn, single, not dating Justin Jefferson.
Hey, good for her. Living that hot girl summer, single era life. But also good for Justin Jefferson, because he's got to keep the eye on the prize. He can't be tied down.
Distractions.
Yeah, you can't have the distractions.
No, and that's good for him. I would say that. Livy Dunn, she seems to be doing well for herself. She can't go to class, though. Did see that report. Livy Dunn can't go to class. She gets it's a safety concern. Which, guys, if you're bombarding somebody at class, like, you have to remember, these are human beings as well. Like,
they're college athletes.
They're also not like they're just a number. We're all humans.
Mm-hmm. We are.
One just happens to be good at gymnastics and also very attractive.
Nice, Josh.
That's yeah. I love the good gymnastics, though.
Yeah, she is very good.
Oh, no, people I know in the gymnast space, they're not a fan because she gets all the love. They're a little jealous.
And she actually not the top.
A little jelly. She's pretty good.
She goes to an SEC school. I'd imagine she's pretty good, but people were probably maybe she's not quite as talented. She gets a little too much. Is that the feeling?
Maybe.
In the
she does really do. She's probably the number one NIL athlete for,
I think she is,
gymnastics.
Yeah,
maybe all sports.
All sports, I think so. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy, and that's with people like the Mannings.
Yeah, but as all I know about gymnastics, she's best in the world.
Yeah, in my eyes, Livy Dunn might be the best gymnast of all time. Simone Biles, who?
Yeah, exactly. Imagine the Olympics next year. If Livy Dunn's not on that team, I can't even imagine.
If Livy Dunn's not on that team, what are we doing? Do we have anything to root for?
I don't know. Maybe America's not back then.
I don't know. I was kind of confused. I thought the Olympics was going on right now. I got confused.
Yeah, you get COVID messes up the years and everything. So it's a legitimate excuse, Josh.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, what? It's like what we're doing. Okay. Also, this next news, it's great. It's a great story. I'm wearing the NASCAR shirt today because of this story.
Yeah.
NASCAR is going to be on the CW.
Yeah.
Now I think it's great for NASCAR. I think it's great for the CW,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's great for the casual CW fan and the casual NASCAR fan because you have to think, you got that the new season of Riverdale will come on, or whatever show it is, The Flash.
Right.
They have somehow the rights to every DC show.
Yeah.
I don't know how the CW did it.
Well, they must have a good relationship with DC. You have to imagine.
Have to. But you think the Xfinity race comes on Saturday night, and you got the good old boys watching, and then next thing you know, TV's left on, and they're watching Archie solving some mysteries. And I think that's exciting for the NASCAR casual.
And NASCAR's trying to expand their audience. So now you get it's truly a win-win.
I think that the amount of 16-year-old girls who are going to be exposed to the sport of NASCAR, it's a great thing for NASCAR.
When you look at the chart and you look at the teenage girls watching NASCAR races, it is just going to skyrocket.
And I don't know how many teenage girls are currently watching NASCAR, but I do
would say not a lot.
Probably not a lot, but I do know that it's an exciting spot to be because NASCAR, they're all about bringing in new audiences.
All about it.
That's what they want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what they're going to do here.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. CW paid $115 million to air essentially AAA baseball. So that seems like a win for NASCAR.
Oh, absolutely, it's a win for NASCAR, but also, the CW, you get live TV, and that's
Live TV, you don't have to pay for cable. So again, it's a win, 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 win.
I think it's a win for everybody.
It's a win.
Hey, shout out CW. We're proud of you.
Shout out to NASCAR.
Okay, we got a last thing on the docket. In the entertainment world, industry, 2 albums released.
I'll tell you what, Josh. People, we're getting mixed reviews.
Mixed reviews. Post Malone drops a new album titled, wait.
Austin.
Because he lives in Austin now?
That's actually, I would think, I feel like a lot of people are moving to Austin. It's a big up-and-coming
Big
city.
yeah.
So.
Okay, and then Travis Scott releases Utopia.
Mm-hmm.
And mixed reviews so far.
Yes.
And I listened to one song. My first of all, Travis Scott, get the lyrics on Apple Music.
Got to.
What are we doing? Second
It's been
of all,
10 hours.
He doesn't have a star by name of songs yet, so I didn't know which one to pick, so I just picked the first one. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all he's going to say.
But Post Malone, my thoughts were, if you like Post Malone, you'll like this album.
Yeah, and you know that. I mean, you're a music expert, so.
I did write a musical, no big deal.
Uh-huh.
So, what do you think, Patrick? You think?
Yeah, I think a lot of people waited for this Utopia album for Travis Scott. A lot of people waited for this Austin album for Post Malone. Unfortunately, I think probably both of their careers have already peaked.
Ooh.
Which is unfortunate.
And it's not because Travis Scott indirectly killed people. Or is it?
I don't think that helped. I don't think that helped. But what I will say is I think, Posty, the last album he came out with, probably people weren't as big of fans with. So, maybe this is a comeback story. Utopia and Austin, but, we'll see.
Well, I'm just waiting for that Olivia Rodrigo album. Once that come out.
Yeah.
Is she just going to drop it on us randomly? Is there a date?
Olivia Rodrigo taking over the streets. I don't think she's a Swiftie anymore.
No, they have beef.
Which is unfortunate,
No, yeah. I don't know what happened, but there's definitely is beef in there. I will say, Olivia's my girl.
That's good. Shout out to Olivia.
Olivia, I'm rocking with you. Anyway, guys, that is the show. If you're still watching at this point, make sure you guys DM us in Instagram at Picks and Pancakes. You will get a free mug and a $10 McDonald's gift card. We're just trying to get rid of those as fast as we can. So please DM us. Also, go to picksandpancakes.com to read everything that's happening in sports.
Just want to say before we close the show, Happy Mo Gabba Day.
Happy Mo Gabba Day. I didn't realize that's what today was.
Yeah, today's Mo Gabba Day.
I saw a bunch of cool stuff about it.
Yeah, happy Mo Gabba Day to everyone.
Yeah, and listen, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Hey, this is an exciting time to be a sports fan. Things are starting to ramp up. We're gonna get things going. Hey, football season's right around the corner. We're gonna have a great time. And listen, the content schedule is gonna be incredible. Football season, it's gonna be a great time. And yeah, summer's almost over. Josh and Pat on the road. We'll see you guys Monday. Peace.